Yo, what's up guys? In this video, we are going to talk about pushing your comfort zone and why you need to do that. And why if you're not doing that, you probably are very bored with life and you just don't like yourself and you're just not being the type of person that you could be, right? Okay, so if you want to talk or listen or hear that, then stick around. We're going to talk about it right now, okay? So, subscribe to my channel, please. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Almost there, sort of. So yeah, do that. That would help me out. Also, go support me on Patreon if you really want to make me happy. I've got my first supporter, Jenny Jones, pledged $7. Who will be my second supporter? I'm not sure. Could it be you? Maybe. Yeah. All right. So, God, that was so dumb. Yeah, also check out my digital marketing channel where I talk about making money online. I'm doing the One Funnel Away Challenge April 28th, which is a 30-day challenge sponsored by ClickFunnels where they teach you how to start an online business in 30 days. And it's very complex and diverse and you learn a lot of stuff and it's really cool and fun and you're going to make a lot of money and be happy and make me happy. And if you sign up through my affiliate link, I will give you a lot of courses that I have created. One is about cold emailing, the other one is about getting clients through a contact form submitter, and the third one is a companion course for the One Funnel Away Challenge that has copywriting, online marketing, motivation stuff, it's 75 plus videos, okay? So that is that. Now let's talk about pushing your comfort zone, okay? Now, before I talk about this, this is something that is applicable to everybody. It doesn't matter what level you are at in what domain in your life. There are probably some areas where you suck, right? Let's just say you suck, you're scared, you're a total beginner, you're awful, and you could definitely stand to pay some attention to those areas. This is a fitness channel, so maybe it's your fitness, and if it is, then time to push your comfort zone. Now honestly, fitness is the easiest. Fitness is just so easy. It kind of surprises me how nobody is in shape, right? Because I've said this before, but it requires absolutely no intelligence, zero intelligence to be fit. You don't it doesn't rely on anybody else participating with you in the activity, so it can be done completely alone. It's not like business where you need to actually convince somebody to buy something, right? Or your dating life where you need to convince a girl to spend time with you or talk to you, right? Or music, which is well, I guess music is kind of similar. Well, it's more of an art form. Fitness is literally you just put the time in and you do it and you get the result, right? Now, pushing your comfort zone when it comes to fitness, and really when it comes to anything, I feel really just could be distilled down to one concept, which I would say is the fear of starting is worse than literally any negative experience you could have once you're actually doing the activity. And again, before I get into too much detail, this is for sure 100% an area, I'm not exempt from this either. I definitely have areas of my life where I need to push my comfort zone, and the fact that I don't, and I'm aware that I don't, causes me mental anguish and self-hatred and just the same feelings of inadequacy that everybody feels when they see an opportunity to push their comfort zone, perfect opportunity to do that thing that they know they should do, that they've been fantasizing about getting that result forever, and they just let it pass right by them and not do anything about it, right? I've got that too, not so much with fitness, but with other areas, yeah, absolutely, for sure. And they pass me by all the time, right? Well, okay, not all the time. I'm getting better. For example, well, okay, making YouTube videos. That's an easy one, I wanted for years to make YouTube videos. For years, I wanted to have a YouTube channel and whatever. I would always say I wish I could just have a camera follow me around, or I wish I had a YouTube channel. And most of the time when I would say that to people, I would, and I'm not blaming them. I'm not saying oh, it's their fault I didn't do it. It's my fault for taking their criticism seriously. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. But when I actually started making the videos, I was a little bit uncomfortable at first, for sure. Like, look at my earlier stuff, and I would say really like anything until like 3 months ago or something, 2 months ago. I was like very just nervous and not confident, and like maybe it didn't seem that way, but I felt that way. And I'll tell you the way I really felt, like when I really noticed that, is when it came time to promote the videos. And I still don't really promote them so much on my personal Facebook, which I know I should. And like that's one area where I should be pushing my comfort zone, right? It's almost like I've got these like separate lives on every single social media platform that I'm on. I don't really blend them, right? Like I never talk about my blog, but I've got a blog with like honestly like some of the most incredible articles that I've ever read, and I wrote them. You know, I read them sometimes like, holy shit, I wrote that. That's mind-blowingly good. You know, do I tell anybody about it? No, I like barely mention it on here. You know, I've got like a massive Instagram account. I've got like this YouTube channel, you know, and I never like, I don't cross-pollinate, right? Which is an area that I need to work on, and like, why am I not doing that? Like it's totally stupid, because there's nothing to worry about, number one. And number two, it would help me grow so much faster, which is ostensibly like why I'm even doing this. I'm not doing this just to like talk to a camera like in some abandoned construction site, like goats walking by, you know, so like I can get some random people on YouTube to comment that I'll never meet probably. Like, yeah, that's part of it. That's fun. I like that. But that's not the long-term goal, you know? Anyway, how does this relate to you, right? You for sure have areas in your life that are the same, right? Like you definitely have areas where you're like fantasizing about this thing that you want to do, and like when it happens you'll finally be happy, but you don't want to start until like this happens and this other condition is met, and like you haven't started working on that other condition yet because like, well, you keep procrastinating, and like today you got to pick up your kids from school, and like, oh, you're busy with this work thing, and like the excuses just roll and roll and roll, you know? And maybe they're good reasons, you know? Maybe they're like, you know, good reasons, quote unquote, but so what? You know, like we've all got good reasons why. Like failure is not hard to justify, right? Like you can pick anybody. You know, most people fail at most things, right? Most people are not like world-class athletes or have like top-level talent at something, or are like whatever, famous or super fit. Like, because failure is easy to not justify, but it's easy to like rationalize. You know, like, oh, I failed because of this, or oh, this didn't work because of that. But like, honestly, and I don't know if this motivates you, but like it really motivates me, especially as I'm, you know, getting older. Like I'm 35 this year, and I'm thinking to myself, like, you know, when you hit, honestly, this started happening a couple of years ago, but when you get to be 35, you're kind of like on the border between like a young person and like being a boomer. Not a boomer, but like, you know what I mean? Like getting older, right? Like I like got gray hairs, I got a couple gray in the beard, like, you know, I can see that like that's coming, you know, like the youth is gone pretty much by like traditional standards. And you start to think like there's a lot of stuff that I'm not going to be able to do in the future, right? Like you procrastinate, and eventually there's going to come a day where you can't do it anymore, you know? And that like, that's, for me, that's a very scary feeling, right? Like, you know, and again, like maybe you're different, maybe you never heard this stuff, but like since I'm a little kid, I always hear like, oh, he's got so much potential. You know, if he just tried a little bit harder, if he just did this, if he just did that, he's got so much potential. Like, I'm sure plenty of you like have heard that too. And it's the most frustrating thing that I've ever heard, because it's like, stop fucking telling me about potential. Like, that's like the worst thing that you can say to somebody, because you're like telling them it's okay to continue not trying, right? Because like somebody who hears, or at least this is what was my experience, because like you hear, oh, you've got potential, you have potential, you have potential, and it's like you kind of like puff out your chest like, oh yeah, like I could do that, I have potential, but I'm not going to, or I don't want to, or it's not worth it, or I don't feel like it. And even right now, like I'm thinking of people that I know who may or may not watch my videos, who can probably relate to this, who should probably like get off their ass and start like doing something about their potential. But yeah, so anyway, pushing your comfort zone. Let's talk about fitness a little bit. Like, I don't know, that's just the easy one. Like, go to the gym, you lift a little bit of weight, right? And then the next time you lift more, and then the next time you lift more, and more and more and more, right? Like, it's really like not, I don't know, am I like oversimplifying this whole like fitness thing? Like, literally all you have to, like, okay, do you have a gym membership, first of all? Like, can you legally walk into the gym and exercise? Like, and don't give me this shit like, oh, I just want to do push-ups, or oh, I'm just gonna like, you know, walk around the block. Like, no, that's not, like, you must join a gym. 100% you need to join a gym. This is like non-negotiable at this point, right? Because like, gym is more motivating. You're not gonna work out like at home in your room by yourself. You're just not gonna do it, okay? Nobody gets ripped. Nobody like gets in like amazing shape, like working out in their home by themselves, right? It's a social activity, it's a communal thing, and like, you know, like it or not, like, one of the most motivating things about going to the gym is showing off in front of other people. And not only that, gyms have mirrors, you know, like, it's, okay, this is like really narcissistic maybe to say, but like, you go to the gym, you wear like maybe clothing that's like a little tight fitting or like a cutoff shirt or something, and you work out in front of the mirror. Gyms are like plastered with mirrors, and you watch like your muscles flex in front of the mirror, or other people's muscles flex in front of the mirror. And it's just like so visually appealing. It's just like very fun to do. Yeah, so like, you know, why am I still telling people to join a gym? Like, I don't know, what are you doing? Yeah, all right. So anyway, push your comfort zone. Like, I'm going to Tokyo in a couple hours. That's definitely pushing my comfort zone, even though I travel a lot and I like go to all these places. Like, you know, I don't know anybody there. I don't speak the language. And it's not like, you know, Thailand or something where you can get by without speaking the language. Like, if you don't speak the language in Japan, like, you know, you're gonna have a problem. I don't know what I'm doing. I got my plate full with a ton of stuff, and like, I'm making this like massive decision to go like live in another very expensive city when I've got to be like super busy doing like a ton of stuff that I like willingly like put on my plate anyway. But that's pushing my comfort zone, you know. One more example, like, I don't know, am I talking about myself too much? But like when I was in the army, right, and you see this about like a lot of people who get out of the military, right? Like, why are they so, you know, like, all things being equal, like maybe some of you like hate ex-military people, or you don't have a baseline level of respect for them. But in my experience, people who finish the army, and I guess specifically like the Marines in the United States, and not all of them, right? I definitely know some messed up people, no offense, who are like ex-Marines and like off their rocker and not like super successful business people. But in general, like, when you subject yourself to, you know, essentially slavery, right? Where like, it's not a job that you can quit, like you don't have control over your life. You're paid a very like small amount of money to essentially work 24 hours a day for years. When you subject yourself to that and you finally get out, it takes maybe a couple of years to like decompress and to shed all of that like conditioning, I guess, or like not conditioning, but yeah, conditioning, let's call it. But you can always like tap into that memory, I guess, of how hard things used to be, and push yourself at least to that level, right? Like, you kind of keep that as like a reference point for how hard you might need to work someday. Now, again, like, I know some people who get out of the military and they're just like totally broken and never recover. But again, like, is that the military's fault, or is that just their choice to not believe that there's another option other than, you know, giving up on life? I don't know. Maybe it is the military's fault. Maybe nothing is anybody's fault, and it's all external circumstances. And we should all just, like, you know, get high and have sex and eat candy all day. Anyway, it doesn't make any sense, but made sense to me. Maybe to some other people who are watching. I don't know. But yeah, that's my video about, I don't know, what's this video about? Oh, pushing your comfort zone. Yeah, like, what are you afraid of? You know, just do it. Like, just take a chance. You know, again, really quick, and then we're done. Before I bought this ticket to Tokyo, I was like, And I do this sometimes before I buy a plane ticket. Like, it's not this like blasé thing where I'm just like, oh, I guess I'll go here. Let me buy my ticket and get on with my life. No, sometimes like I will search on Skyscanner like 20 times in like 2 days, and like, you know, click on the flight that I want, and like fill out my credit card information, and like hover my finger over the like buy now button, and then close the window and like go do something else, and just like run back and forth between doing it or not doing it, because I'm scared. Everybody's scared. That's why they call it pushing your comfort zone. But I guess the main thing is that like you stop running away within a short enough period of time where you're not conditioning yourself to like permanently run away, right? And again, that's a pattern that you can break at any time. And I think that's kind of what messes people up, is because they're like, oh, well, I can break this pattern at any time, so they don't have that sense of urgency. But for me, I have a sense of urgency because it's going to start raining every day in Thailand, and I'm like very weather sensitive. I don't want to be around rain like ever. And I know it rains a lot in Tokyo, so it's probably pretty stupid of me to go there, but at least I will have my silk pajama suits, and they have good internet there. So yeah. All right. Thank you for watching my video. If you got this far and you haven't subscribed, like, just subscribe, like, please. Like, why have you not done that? And if you have gotten this far also and you want to, like, why have you not supported me on Patreon? You just watch like me talk for 16 minutes. Like, go give me $7 a month. Like, what are you doing? Or don't. No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to. But like, leave me a comment at least. Like, just about anything. Like, not that I'm like a lonely person, but like I just like reading the comments. And if I got like 100 comments a day, oh my god, I'd be like the happiest person in the world. Okay, so leave me a comment, support me on Patreon, go check out my digital marketing channel about making money online. Join the One Funnel Away Challenge with me, starts April 28th, and if you join under my affiliate link, I will give you all of the courses that I have created, which is one on cold emailing, one on a contact form submitter that you can use to get clients, and one on creating sales funnels through ClickFunnels. It will help you throughout this course, which is about starting a business online. Peace.